Hi everyone, we are Group 10. I'm Francis. My teammates are Chauya, Julie, and Malvika. And we are focusing on local development platform and its potential security issues. So, what is local and no-code development platform? Local and no-code development platforms are newly emerged visual software development environment that allow people who have minimal to no programming experience to just drag and drop applications components to build their own websites or applications. According to Gartner, by 2024, local development platforms will be responsible for more than 65% of application development activity. However, even though the LCBTs make people with little to no programming experience build websites and applications with ease, security issues arise when those platforms are handled improperly. First, regarding the mobile apps built by LCDPs, 85% of them violated the criteria set by Open Web Application Security Project, and nearly half suffer from insecure data storage or communication, and one-third exhibited low-code quality issues. Second, about a website built by LCDPs, the plugin and themes can be easily hacked and violated because there are so many plugins and themes, and the vulnerability of a plugin or theme can be hardly detected. Also, outdated extensions can be a problem. The extensions are stopped by the developers, but users sometimes they don't know and keep on using them. The purpose of our research is to make developers aware of the security implications they might bring to the LCDPs. The first objective is to estimate the proportion of uneducated developers working on those platforms, because we want to reach out to people with less industrial experience or first-time users. We connect with students from the UW community. Our second objective is to make a best practice manual to educate those developers or first-time users before they start building websites or applications on those platforms. Our last objective is to dive deeper into the consequences of these potential security issues and use our findings to raise awareness of the companies that make those LCDPs so they could be more motivated to educate the developers. So, in general, we would like to research the security issues that uneducated developers who have less than 5 years of programming experience or no experience at all could introduce while using the LCDPs. I will let my teammates to move on to the next part.
Now I want to interpret our findings based on the qualitative and quantitative analysis. We define that uneducated developers are people with less than 5 years of programming experience. So first, we estimated the proportion of uneducated developers from our sample population. And we can see that 69.2% of our participants are people with less than 5 years of programming experience. Then we want to understand the relationship between the level of programming experience and the awareness of security issues. So we try to use the chi-square test, and our null hypothesis here is there is no association between these two variables with a significance level of 0.05, and our p-value here is 0.085. Even though we cannot reject the null hypothesis, we could see the trending of these security issues. In our survey, the sensitive information leakage, password breach, and the third-party plugin are the top 3 issues people have encountered. From our interview, we know that people would try to take the security measures, but they think these measures are difficult for them. These security measures can be taught from some training methods like the training courses and the best practice manuals. They consider these methods can help them a lot. In the left bar chart, we can see that no matter how much experience people have, they mostly agree that the security training is helpful. Also, 65% of responses said that need more security training. However, most people have never gotten proper training before they use local platforms. And for the consequences part, most people agree that the security issues would cause damaging consequences, and the top damaging consequence is financial loss.
I'll be covering the methodology section, including the sampling methods and ethical considerations. We used both qualitative and quantitative methods. We conducted 6 interviews and collected 52 survey responses. Our sample is mainly the UW connections. We reach out to UW students who are in MSN, HCDE, and design majors. We've also talked to UW alumni who are currently UX designers or running their own companies. They use local platforms to build their own portfolios and company websites. We've included UW security experts like our Professor Andrew and some students majoring in information security for professional information. Our survey is posted by Google Survey and shared on multiple social media platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook in order to reach out to UW connections. The interviewees are selected based on survey responses. We then used snowball sampling to expand our sample pool. The sampling method helped us get to more people who meet our criteria. For ethical considerations, we informed our participants that their participation is voluntary and they may choose to withdraw at any point in time in the electronic consent. We also promised to keep the data collected confidential. Participants are asked to either agree or disagree with proceeding the survey given the information about the survey purpose. We didn't collect any personal identification information and made it optional for them to participate further in-depth interviews. And if they're willing to participate further interviews, they can share their contact information.
So now I'm going to talk about the recommendations we have come up with based on our findings and results. From our survey results, we can see that 77% of our survey respondents said that they did not receive any security training before using low-code development platforms. 62% of them also agreed that security training would be helpful for them when using low-code development platforms, from which 82% of them were from our target population of 0 to 5 years of experience. 55% of them also said that security is an important factor for them when choosing a low-code development platform. Based on these statistics, we can see that there is a strong need to provide security training to users while using low-code development platforms. In order to tackle this problem, some next steps we recommend are to encourage low-code development platform hosting organizations to provide a best practice manual, including details on factors such as asking users to make authentication mandatory on all private web pages and enforcing data protection through user privileges. We can also suggest companies ways to encourage their users to follow security practices. For example, companies can embed this best practice manual in their system, make it an onboarding experience, or provide weekly newsletters to users. One of the major lessons we learned through this research is that there is a strong need to provide security training to users while using low-code development platforms. One of our biggest strengths also included that we were able to identify most common security issues users faced and major concerns users had if they fell victim to a security breach. Low-code development hosting organizations can customize the best practice manual to target these common security issues. Some of our weaknesses included a limited sample size, as only 41 respondents were within our target population. Another major weakness we faced was that we used a snowball sampling method for our research that led to a limited sample size, mainly consisting of UW students, which could have induced biases to our research. This could have been better addressed using a stratified sampling method. With this, we come to the end of our presentation. Thank you.